Guys, welcome back to another vlog, another YouTube, another day in the life, another shit show. You know the deal by now. It is like 9:32 p.m. Of course, I'm going to the gym right now because what else would I be doing? But actually, today I would say is more like the timing of today was more on me. I kind of had. How do I want to word this? I had some hard phone calls today, I would say, and it kind of just, I don't know, had me in my feels a little bit, like I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'm going to the gym late because it's on me, so, but yeah, we're making the best of it. I'm having my shrimp meal here, because what else would I be eating, because, what else, I'm trying to do this at the same time here. And then Lucas is, I believe we're driving there together, just to make my life easier. I'm gonna have some potatoes with my shrimp, probably like measure out like 200 grams or so. And yeah. All right, I just got to the gym, and today I would say the focus of the YouTube video is, besides me doing this, it's going to be, I would say, like a full in-depth explanation of my squat. This movement, honestly, for me lately has been kind of like my weaker, I would say, out of my leg movements. And I'm gonna kind of go over some cues, some things that have helped me. And then I'm gonna kind of, I would say, move efficiently through this workout. I'm not gonna lie, I really just don't have it, I would say, lately for the gym. And I think it's more so has to do with a lot of like the outside factors that I have to deal with now. And I would say it's interesting because I used to see and I would say like follow all these influencers, and like I would see them kind of like, I don't know, like get older and like move on with their life, and I would always ask myself like, how come they're not really like posting fitness stuff anymore? Like how come like I don't ever see like their content, like they just like don't really like post and stuff, and like I would say the reality is when people grow and you are able to start your own thing, that's what people do. So therefore, they're not filming fitness content anymore if they choose not to, want to do it. But I would say I used to find myself asking why do people stop? And I can honestly say now I definitely understand why. This is so hard today. All right, so I just did my first set at 205, and I mean, it was good. There's nothing, I would say anything like crazy about that. Again, I just haven't really focused on my squat lately, so this is kind of like I'm still getting back into it. But as you notice too, like I have my belt here. I do not ever squat without my belt, and I always make sure that I'm bracing before each rep. When you set yourself up to not brace, I would say almost allowing yourself to either one, get injured, or two, have your lower back actually take over. And obviously we really cannot afford that with this movement. And so you'll notice that. And I also try to actually like really squeeze down. You'll notice that on set 2, if you didn't, notice that on set 1, you'll notice that I really try to actually like almost bend the bar on my back, because ultimately that bar has to stay sturdy. I can't be, the bar cannot be rolling on me. It needs to stay there. And I would say like bracing my core, feet placement, and now we're gonna go to set 2. Oh fuck, hold on. Left leg here. So you'll see in my second set I just did, I went to go do it and my belt actually came undone after I just previously said that it's actually, I'd say very important that you brace and your belt is on. But yeah, so then I go back into it. I like complete the set, and I'd say again the weight was all right. I just don't feel my best lately. I would say with stress, and I would say like exhaustion, and then also just I haven't been doing this for a minute, so I gotta just feel with this whole thing right now. But I am gonna push a little bit more weight next time. And again, you'll notice too with my feet, I didn't talk about my feet this time or on my last set. You'll notice that my feet are a little bit slightly pointed out. I'm saying, I'm not doing like a close stance squat here. I'm trying to make sure that my glutes and my hamstrings are very much so activated. And it's important for me to know, like in the mirror, sometimes like if I'm doing it, with a mirror, to kind of feel that my feet are actually like aligning, you know, like they're not like, one's not more staggered front. And, you know, I'd say once you, I would say get into, you know, squatting, I would say repetitively, you kind of can feel like if your foot is actually off, you know, like you can kind of feel that in your rep, and then you can kind of like make that adjustment as you go. But yeah, we're going into set 3 and I really need to get moving.
Good, last one, tight, drive to the ground. Chest up, drive to the ground.
That was my set 3, third set. It was pretty good. I feel like that was like my best one as of today so far. Again, I would say kind of reiterating what I've already said. I would say when my squats first started today, you know, I'd say like remembering cues is going to be your biggest thing. And is also going to help you, I would say, either PR or, you know, get stronger at your squat. You know, I'd say like when you get into the heavier weights, like you can't afford to like fuck up anymore. You know, you can't afford to not brace. You can't afford to not have your, you know, your feet properly placed. You can't afford to not have a belt. You cannot afford to not be focused on what you're doing. You know, you can't afford to not brace. You know, these are things that you need to actually focus on. And one thing too, you'll probably see me do it sometimes in YouTube videos if you haven't. I actually do this a lot, and it's like a stretch from my chest, and it's because it's more so after I got my my boobs done. It's almost like I don't have like the same range of motion anymore. So therefore, when I'm squatting, I would say I've noticed that my chest gets way tighter than it used to. And so I would say the hardest thing for me lately is kind of like that positioning back here and like actually like maintaining it. And the hardest thing for me is when I go up in weight, making sure that the bar is not rolling on my back and I'm just kind of keeping it steady there. So I'd say it does take a lot of like mobility and like stretching with my chest to kind of make sure that my squat is, you know, I'm not like getting injured and, you know, hurting my implants and my shoulder and, you know, other things. All right, that was my last set of the day, and then I have, I believe I have 3 movements. I have like a hip thrust, a hamstring curl. Actually, no, it's 4. Actually, it's 4. I have adduction, hamstring curl, quad extension, hip thrust. And I said that. And yeah, I'll just kind of like I'd say move through that pretty effectively here. I'm just gonna be honest. I sometimes have no idea what the fuck's going on. I would say sometimes I can actually get through a whole day, and I apparently I'm so busy doing like stuff and on the phone, and yeah, sometimes I'm like I don't even know what I did today. So I almost feel like my days are like so continuously the same almost, and it's just really interesting. I would say now that I'd say I've accomplished things I've wanted to accomplish, but there's just such a price to pay, I'd say, for that stuff. And to be honest with you, it's like I'm just getting started, and I'm really sick of people, let's say, like making my social media almost like a negative. And I'd say it's not about getting or letting comments get to me, because I would say you guys are really funny every time I would say I post something or like what have you. I'd say everyone kind of like is like, oh my God, Miranda gives me all this like reassurance, and it's like very nice. But I would say I don't do it, I would say, to receive validation. I more so just do it because I'm trying to show that, one, I'm still not taken seriously and look how far I've come. And then two, you know, I'd say if I was a guy, my circumstances would be a lot different. But because I'm a female, it's you know, who the fuck does she think she is? What is this? Like, you know, you got to follow the rules, Miranda, because this is how we do shit around here. And, you know, quite frankly, I don't have to do anything. You know, but again, I would say positively or negatively, there's always a price to pay. I would say, like, for my actions. And I, for some reason, always take the hard way. So I'm gonna finish the rest of my workout, and I'll end you guys something with something maybe insightful when I'm done. I would say I'm communicating about how Daisy reacted to the hurricane. How do you pronounce that word?
Idalia?
Idalia?
Yeah.
Where do they come up with these names?
Some college tracks it all, and then they name it. I don't know what college it is.
Oh,
it's like some institute.
I'd like it to be a little bit more simple, and so I can spell it and say it right. But anyways,
make sure I email your feedback to them.
Yeah. So anyways, everything was fine last night. I would say, like, we didn't really hear anything. I would say up until I think 1 a.m. ish. Yeah. So I'm in bed, and I have actual rain on my TV. That's how I go to sleep. So it's kind of like realness outside of the rain, and then also on the TV. And I would say I fell asleep for a little bit, and then all of a sudden I think the wind, I don't know if branches hit the window. I'm assuming that's what happened. My cat was laying, I would say, between my legs and my stomach, I would say, crotch area. Typically that's where she lays. And all of a sudden, out of the clear blue sky, well, it wasn't blue, it was gray, she decides to go, and she walked up and did it, so she was in my face about it. And so then, I'm like, oh, she probably heard a noise. So I'm trying to pet her, and it's okay. And she's like, rah, 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 rah. I'm like, you're sounding like a fucking alarm. My car just went off. Oh well. But yeah. So then I'm like, okay, let's go to bed. And she's still continuing the cries. And so then I'm like, okay, she's not hungry. I think she's just scared. So I'm like, I don't know what to do with her right now. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll just pick her up or something. Maybe that will help. So I picked her up, and then I just kind of consoled her. I'd say like a child.
So you basically held her like an infant baby when they can't sleep at night.
So then we walked around a little bit in the hallway. It's not very large. I just walked a couple things, and she was purring really loud, and that was it. So then we went back to bed, and I still didn't sleep really well because she still jerked every time, because I think my windows were right up against it because of the water.
You were 6 stories up, and we got 50-mile-per-hour winds?
Yeah.
Is that what we got last night?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I would say in my room I have 2 really long windows, and it was either the wind was I could hear the wind, and it sounded like someone was getting shoved up against the window. That's how impactful it was. I would say against the window. So every time it made a noise like that, it was almost like, is my window about to break? Am I about to wake up to windows, flying glass everywhere? I have no idea. And then I had the fan on, so I'm like, fuck, if that happens, the glass is going everywhere. And so yeah, it just was, I would say, an interesting scenario where we've dealt with snow and hail and all the Michigan things, and now this was our first Florida experience of extreme weather.
Well, it was unique because the hurricane was supposed to hit Tampa, and then it kept going north. So at first, everyone was I was freaking out.
Yeah,
I was really freaking out.
Yeah, he actually asked me yesterday. I'm gonna call you out right now because I don't care.
It's okay.
He said, Miranda, I'm not sure you're taking this very seriously, and I'm like, that's a really good point. But I would say when you have anxiety for the both of us, there's no room for me to have anxiety, because
this is actually a real conversation that we had.
Because why am I gonna freak out more when you already are freaking out? And it's anytime I was changing the subject, it was more so so do you think blah blah blah? And if my apartment, and then what if this, and it's it was it didn't matter what I said, and and then he's like, well, Miranda, you just don't care about it.
Well, let's give some context.
You're not taking this very seriously.
We live right by the bay.
I know.
Again, we were in a very susceptible zone to flooding.
I did mention to you, hey, you're welcome to bring you and your cat to my place. I did offer that to you. You didn't take it, and therefore then you proceeded with the anxiety comments. And I'm just like, well, I mean, I did offer, and if we die, we die. If your apartment apparently just gets destroyed, you're gonna have to buy all new furniture. # that's why we have rental insurance. And honestly,
if it would have happened, I would have got some nice furniture. I've been waiting for it.
So, I would say, I mean, it's to be honest with you, with my life, I'm not talking about your life, I'm talking about my life. You know, if my apartment was the only one that flooded on my entire floor, it wouldn't surprise me, and I would honestly probably get up and go, you know what? This is what my life is, and I now have to deal with this right now because I don't get things like normal people, and bad things sometimes happen to me all the time. I would say, like in a 2-week span, my entire life sometimes flips upside down. So to be honest with you, I was expecting glass flying, flooding. I mean, it's like, what, you know, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, but you would be surprised, and I would be surprised if it was you, not me. So, you know.
Thanks.
So yeah, so if you guys were wondering if out of Lucas and I who has more anxiety, it's definitely him, not me. It's definitely him. Oh, it looks much better. I look good, you don't. I'm just kidding. I look like shit. I'm just kidding.
Fuck me.
All right, so we're gonna start talking on TikTok. You ready for this?
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking for YouTube.
We are. We're gonna do both at the same time. This is called
Multitasking.
Yep, and this is called I had the worst fucking day of my life today. Okay, not really. It wasn't the worst day of my life. Can you make me look like a fucking sun?
It's that freaking light.
Oh.
Don't blame me.
Wait, why? It was better before.
It's
okay,
right there,
now
there.
So this is the spot. Wait.
Here, I'll hold both.
Okay, that's fantastic.
How am I doing this? Okay.
What? I mean, we're not filming TikTok, so we're not multitasking very well, but it's fine. It's okay. But I was just gonna say, you know, so today I was just kidding about the worst day of my life. This was not the worst day of my life. I definitely feel like I'm gonna start my period. This is like TMI. I feel like everyone on here is mostly men anyway, so it doesn't really matter. No, I'm just kidding. You know, I'd say if you follow me and you're female, honestly, thank you. Thank you for being here. Because apparently I don't know, maybe I'm just too much for females, and that's why men follow me. Lucas, what do you think about that? I don't know, you know.
I have a lot of thoughts on this, so I don't know where to start.
Yeah, where do we start? Go ahead, just start talking. You know, they want to hear what you have to say because you're a male.
Okay, hold my light. Hold the light for me.
Wait, this is good. This is good lighting. Okay.
It's not on me. It's on you, so it doesn't matter. Okay. So why do you have 5 million?
Well, I would say that, or why do you think it's been, in your opinion, easier for me to attract more of like a male audience? Like, what do you think? And also too, like,
can
guys,
I be blunt?
Wait, no. Can you turn it to me a little bit? I would say preference. I just want to let you guys know that I would say I have over 5 million right now, and over 1 million of these followers are female. However, no one cares about that little fraction, and most people don't even have that as a whole. Like, as a whole total following, most people don't even have that, you know. And no one compliments me even on that. No one cares. I send people my insights, and it's like, oh well, you're just another one of these people. And I'm just like,
okay. So
why don't people just get it? Or like,
okay, so this is the gist of it. And again, you've been doing this for 8 years, so we're gonna talk in terms of why this has occurred. So in 8 years, you have had a lot of people follow you and unfollow you. Mm-hmm. The reason why you have 5 million and it's grown so fast is because people follow you and they don't unfollow you. Why? Because they might follow you for your looks, or they might follow you because you lift a bunch of weight, or they might follow you because of your fitness content, but they stay because of what you say in your mind. They stay for everything that's Miranda, and that's why you've built and grown. Is people see your page, but they're not intrigued by your physique or the weights you lift. They're intrigued by who you are and how you present yourself and your authenticity. Now, a brand's not going to be able to pay you money for authenticity because everyone on the internet's fake. It's a proven fact. I've been around a bunch of freaking influencers. They're all fake. No one is the same person they are in camera. Sorry to break it to you. It's okay. She is, though. Why you have 5 million is because you do what other people don't. You're real. Why people don't fuck with you and why brands might treat you like shit, that's their own issue to deal with on their own.
Okay, so interestingly enough, we're actually filming YouTube right now at the same time. This is like really good marketing here. Okay, so I would say in your opinion, I can't talk. In your opinion, Lucas, what makes you think that I stand out? And obviously, like, your bias, I would say, but I would say you've also been around and you've seen a lot of this lifestyle and people and things. So, like, what would be, like, your feedback to why I would stand out, in your opinion?
Because
pressure's on now, yeah. See?
Pressure's on.
Yeah. Do you like it?
Yeah. Oh, God, that was close. I would say the reason why you stand out I mean, again, we've been doing this for so long, you kind of see how everyone works, and you get to see how the people that are at, let's say, like the top of the industry, or who get paid the most or run the companies, you see how they all work. And when you actually, like, I am biased. So, like, when I see the work ethic of the top of the industry, they don't compare to the work ethic of you. And I think that's like the biggest difference, is like the consistency and the discipline on the day-to-day basis, and like you willing to show up when like you really did just have a really bad day and you might have just spent like 4 hours crying, but like no one would know unless you told them.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest difference, is you have a discipline factor where you are willing to show up and to do and to act when others won't, and it's put you to where you're at. But you're also so different and unique that people are going to push back at you and say like, hey, you're different, and it's going to make it harder for you, because the trailblazer always has the hardest path. Whew, that was fire.
That was good. Thank you, by the way. That was very kind. Thank
No
you.
problem.
All right, no light, guys. Just shitty lighting and heavy breathing. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, this was a different YouTube video. I would say, you know, we've only actually been doing YouTube like this consistently for like less than a year. We've stopped and done YouTube and stopped and done YouTube several times, I would say, on my journey. If you go all the way back, you can actually see where we actually started with YouTube. And it was like back in, I believe, like 2016 or so.
College.
Yeah. And so, God, so much has changed since college. Holy fuck. I feel like I've lived a century since then, to be honest with you. Fuck, man. You know, it's interesting because I would say not only has this journey been, I would say, like a lot harder than I ever expected it to be, but again, I would say that, you know, what would I expect, you know, I would say out of my life. But also I would say the quote that I would say is now playing in my mind is this, like, your idols become your rivals. And I would say I've kind of experienced that in my own way, like time and time again. And, you know, I would say as a female, it's actually very hard to deal with a lot of, I would say, like, men that own businesses. And it's not really like this is not like a low blow to anybody. It's more so just, there's just such an interesting dynamic between
Powerful men and women.
Yes, like there's just such a difference. And it's like, again, you know, personal feelings aside of race or this and that, it's really not like, you know, I would say I support every gender. It's not even about that. It's more so just for me, and to hold my integrity high and to continue to, you know, I'd say do things that make me feel comfortable and make me stand out in a way where I'm always choosing, you know, I'd say like my respect, you know, for myself. It's more so just really interesting, I would say, because, you know, I'd say if a lot of people saw what actually went on behind closed doors, a lot of things would change, I would say, with the amount of money I think that people make in this industry. And it's just been interesting because, you know, I used to be one of those people that used to wait in line for hours at these expos, and I would meet all these people, and I would get so excited, and I used to follow their YouTube journeys and all this stuff, and it's more so just, I went from that to then having support. I'm not saying I would have a freaking line or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to say. You know, I'm thankful for one person's support. That's still, I would say, my mentality today. But it's more so just crazy that when you see things and you get to experience it like on a different level, rather than just being like I would say like a follower of somebody or like a fan, it's just a completely different environment. Yeah, you know, I had a really bad day today, and I really didn't want to do this workout, and it was really rushed. And thankfully, I would say the powerhouse we go to, they're so kind, and I would say they're so, I would say, like, respectful of the fact that they actually know I'm really fucking tired. I would pretty much say every staff member knows how tired I am just by looking at me sometimes when I come in here. I always stop and, you know, I'd say try to socialize and stuff because I'm not an asshole, but I would say they actually really do, like, respect the fact that, like, I am that tired, and like I'm like getting teary-eyed about it because it's I would say this lifestyle is a lot harder than I would say imagined it to be. And it's like, you know, when you want to shoot for the stars, it's almost like people want to shoot you in the face first. And it's just really interesting because, again, I would say a lot of the things I'm even referring to, like, cannot be talked about or mentioned. It's just more so
you know, I have to continuously always choose myself, because at the end of the day, nobody, you know, is ever going to have my back like how I have my back. And if this is a lesson for you, you know, you have to do what's right for you. And I would say, like, feelings aside, we get so caught up in life about how we feel, and this hurt my feelings, and, you know, I need to just do this or that. And it's like, no, you don't have to fucking do anything. I mean, you might have to choose the hard way, you know, and you might have to suffer and sacrifice for a little bit, but I promise you, like, choosing yourself and your integrity, no matter what scenario you're in, you're always going to get a better payout long term, rather than just doing what everybody else is doing and following the crowd, and, you know, you have to do it this way, or, you know, stay with this person because, you know, you made a commitment. No, fuck that. If people treat you like shit, you need to go. So I'm on a tangent. Sorry, Lucas. I probably made this video a lot longer than it needs to be. But yeah, you know, I also forgot to mention that there's a Gymshark sale. Forgot to say that earlier today.
Yeah.
And now, if they even watch this long,
two things. One, never apologize for preaching and doing what you just did. Two, Gymshark's sale is only in the United States and in Canada, and it starts today.
Yeah, today.
It's posted
it's today. Yeah. So the cool thing is if you guys choose to support me, which I'm very, I would say, grateful for, you actually can save up to 20% off of all the sale items, and it starts at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which I'm assuming this video is going to be after 11 a.m.
It will be, but it's okay.
Yeah.
When you see this video, go to the website, buy Gymshark, code Miranda.
And I was just actually going to double check. I believe the sale is up until the 3rd, and I wanted to just
it's up until the 3rd.
Yeah. So the sale, I just want to double check just because I just wanted. Yeah, it's till the 3rd of September. So all the sale items will be up to 20% off. And again, you guys, you know, I'm, you know, this is Gymshark. My shirts are Gymshark today. Actually, my whole outfit is Gymshark. You know, and you guys have been loving my tomboy fits. I'm like all for it.
Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
vibe.
the Adam Sandler vibe. Like, you guys love that. I appreciate you guys. You know, I'm kind of like a jack of all trades, but I'm really not good at a lot of things. But I would say when it comes to like my own, like, I would say confidence or style or, you know, purpose, or, you know, I don't know, whatever you, I would say, perceive that from when I say that about myself. I'm kind of just like my own breed. You know, I don't know. I don't really give a fuck about a lot of things that a lot of people do care about. So, anyways, thank you guys. I appreciate you. We need to pick two of the winners for Twitter. Yeah. I did a random giveaway to thank my men for following me, because obviously, like, they carry the weight on their back of my success. So thank you guys. Bye.